In this particular video, we're looking at, again, a situation that is proportional, and this is in your similar polygons lesson. And we're going to be comparing height and shadow. So I like to call this the height and shadow method. Now notice this says a 50 centimeter plant cast a 75 centimeter shadow. And it says how tall is the cornstalk if its shadow is 400 centimeters long. So there's two things that we're comparing here. We're comparing the height of a plant and the shadow that it casts. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and write height in my numerator of each one of my proportions that I'm going to set up. And for my denominator, I'm going to write the shadow that each object produces. So for instance, at first it said a 50 centimeter plant. So the height is 50, and it says it cast a 75 centimeter shadow. So 75. So you could say all of this information that's right here is for plant 1. So I'm going to write right here plant 1. Then it tells us how tall is the cornstalk if its shadow is 400 centimeters. So I'm going to call that my plant 2. Now notice they didn't tell us the height, so I'm going to put an X for the height. But they did tell us the shadow, which is 400 centimeters. So for the shadow, I'm going to write 400. So now that I have my heights, I have the shadows, and I have them for plant 1 and plant 2, I'm ready to go ahead and solve to figure out what is the height of plant 2, the cornstalk. So we're going to cross multiply. This is like saying X times 75, and that's just going to give me 75X. And then I'm going to cross multiply 50 and 400. So I'm going to go ahead and multiply that out. 50 times 400. Let's see what we get. And it gives me 20,000. So 75x is equal to 20,000. Now my next step is I want to get rid of the 75 in front of the x, its coefficient. So I'm going to divide it out. Whatever we do to one side of the equation, we must do to the other side to keep it balanced. So that'll go to itself one time, leaving me with just 1x. And 20,000 divided by 75 gives me 266.67, because I'm going to round it, right? After that, notice we got the tens place and the hundreds place. Well, there's the 6 just continues on. So I'm going to go ahead and just round it to the hundreds place. So our answer would be it's 266.67 centimeters tall. That's all there is to it.